Takže ja vám tiež prajem príjemný dobrý deň a chcem vám trošku priblížiť, kvôli čomu sme tu v tejto miestnosti v rámci vášho projektu.
I want to invite everybody for this conference and tell you why we're doing this.
Náš projekt pripravoval časti, ktoré súvisia s rôznymi nápadmi, ako môžu mladí ľudia pracovať a pripraviť veľmi zaujímavé veci a zároveň si ich vymieňať.
So her project actually addressed one of your problems when you say, okay, I finished my study and the job doesn't pay enough, but I want to live in the capital of my country. She's actually teaching to stay where you live. Maybe it's a village, maybe it's a farm, it's not the big place, but there is many ways you as a young person can use the soil and produce products which can, first of all, make you healthy foods, second of all, you can create the income for yourself.
Takže vytvorili sme také centrum spolupráce medzi Českom, Slovenskom a Poľskou republikou.
So she created this connection between Polish, Czech and Slovak organizations to have this network of the good foods and good ideas and practices.
A preto sme teraz počúvali Kajku, lebo hovorila o pôde, ktorá je základom všetkého, aby človek na tejto zemi vôbec vedel existovať.
So the first one, she told you how to build the right soil, so the food will grow properly, because without the food there is no life on it.
A ja vám chcem vlastne povedať o tom, že to, čo vyprodukujeme na zdravej pôde, môžu byť zdravé potraviny, ktoré sú pre nás všetkých.
We can do anything on the good soil and we can produce really healthy foods which are beneficial for everyone.
Ten človek, ktorý pracuje na pôde, chytá tú pôdu a všetky tie enzymy prijíma svojim vlastným telom a spôsobujú mu šťastie.
So she's coming back to what I mentioned, that bacteria affect some depression, but there is also antidotum, that if you work in the garden, if you work with the soil, it's actually very healing, especially with the mental problems, depression, working in the garden, seeing the things growing. You feel the pride, you feel the happiness, and the life becomes much better.
Vy ste tu aktívna mládež, ktorá môže všetky tieto informácie posunúť do svojich krajín.
We are here in the project Active Youth, so she's hoping that you're gonna get some of this information and you're gonna spread them in your organization, in your countries.
Všetko ovocie a zeleninu zo záhrady môžeme zozbierať a môžeme ju spracovať do rôznej formy, aby nám zostala dlho na použitie.
Everything what grows in your garden you can use, and you can use in many different ways. She's showing the dry, and this is preserve. So one is just drying, the second one is adding some sugar, sometimes without, and boiling it not to the very high point, just a little bit, pasteurizing, and this food you collect it in summer, but it will last you through the winter.
Je veľmi dôležité, aby sme tú prácu robili spolu. Aby sme nerobili len sami, lebo keď robíme ako komunita, tie produkty majú oveľa vyššiu hodnotu pre človeka.
She says it's very important, just like long time ago, the whole family will go to the fields, collect the fruit. I was the kid growing up, everybody's playing, I have to pick up the fruits, I had big garden. But what she means, when everybody together works on these foods, the foods get different energy, much more positive and much more beneficial for everybody.
Je veľmi dôležité, aby sme pracovali s deťmi. Malá generácia, mladí ľudia a malé deti tie informácie získajú veľmi rýchlo a to, že pracujú rukami, je veľmi dôležité pre ich jemnú motoriku.
So it's very important to include your little kids. Look at Shimon. Here it is. He can do everything. You saw the beautiful paintings. I will show you even more. And the great will show a little bit of the upcycling arts we're doing. Why? Since he was a young child, he was working with his grandparent in the garden, and now we'll send you photos of one of the most beautiful garden you could see.
Môžeme robiť ručne, ale môžeme robiť aj so strojmi a vždy je ten efekt tých výrobkov výborný.
Everything what you produce you can do by your hands, or you can use small machinery, bigger machinery, but end result will be always great. She also mentioned before about using the children working with the hands. It's extremely important. Again, recently the studies been done that working with your hands helps with the depression, helps with the mental issues, helps when you do crafts, when you work with the garden, with the soil. It helps to build the brain power, the more cells being built in the brain, and actually the feeling of elevation, of happiness comes from working with the soil, which is also connecting with touching the soil and taking the bacteria in your body.
Máme tu na slajde jablká, ktoré sú úplne bežné v každej jednej krajine a dajú sa z nich vyčarovať zaujímavé a až čarokrásne veci, keď použijeme také, ktoré sú už poškodené. Išli by do kompostu, ale my ich vieme správne spracovať a použiť na hotové výrobky.
Lots of natural fruits being thrown away because it has a little spot, it's not perfectly round, it doesn't have perfect color, and it's wrong. Because just taking out the little spot, we can still use it and make amazing foods from it.
Takže tu máme šťavy. Toto je jablková šťava s hroznom.
The juices.
Apple a hrozno vinograd.
Okay. So this is the mixture of the apples and grapes.
Tuto máme sušené jablko.
Dry
chips.
Chips made from apples.
A tu máte na ochutnanie džem jablkový bez cukru. Tuto je s cukrom a s koreninami a tuto je čatný.
So with the vinegar, but with vinegar?
Nie. Iba špeciálne korenie.
Okay.
A je to chili.
So she showed 3 different kinds of jam you can make with the apple, without the sugar, with sugar, or with different spices you make chutney.
Z obyčajných jablok sa dá vyrobiť veľmi veľa výrobkov, pokiaľ rozmýšľame a hľadáme si špeciálne recepty. Môžu byť vašimi národnými, môžu byť nejakou špecialitou a môžete takto ponúknuť vlastne zaujímavé výrobky svojim zákazníkom.
From the apple you can make amazing things. We use them in pierogi. You can shred the apple, make it sauce and use it with rice as well. Very often we were using this when I was young. But I also want to say the famous saying, apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apple has all the vitamins, has iron, it's extremely healthy and helps to build the right flora in your stomach.
Na slajde máme, že len život s prácou je taký naplňujúci, plnohodnotný a stále hovoríme o tom, že teda človek s tou pôdou potrebuje pracovať, ale vlastne môžeš ešte ďalšie. My na tej pôde môžeme pracovať aj s ľuďmi, ktorí majú nejaký handicap.
So you can see that you can use in different form to work with the soil, not only go in the garden and work in the fields, but you can bring the field into the places where handicapped people live, and this is again gonna bring them a lot of joy to work with the, because you know, as a kid you're supposed to do it at school. You take a jar, you put the bean, and you see how the bean is growing. It's fun. Remember that? In the kindergarten, most likely, most of you were supposed to grow the plant. And that gives you like pride and happiness. You see, every day is bigger. The same with the people who cannot go and work.
V komunity s ľuďmi, ktorí majú nejaký handicap, že komunity, ktoré majú s ľuďmi, ktorí majú handicap, je obohacujúci pre tých zdravých a zároveň posúva tých postihnutých ďalej.
It helps to make the connection between healthy and handicapped people, because the healthy people can help to bring the soil, to bring everything and get them involved in some part of the life.
Potom tá komunita môže spolu spievať, maľovať a robiť rôzne iné ďalšie aktivity, aj treba vysádzať tie rastlinky, lebo stále pracujú spolu.
So not only they gonna work with the soil, but they can connect with singing, just like we did. You know, we did the workshops in the morning, we did the singing afternoon, to connect the arts and the work in the fields to really improve your well-being.
Preto je dôležité, aby sme sa vedeli spojiť a vedeli vytvárať spoločne mnohé veci.
It's to connect us and help us to work together and create better things.
Tak, Kajka rozprávala o alkohole a na tejto ochutnávke máte tu tiež višne, ktoré sú v alkohole, môžete ochutnať. Sú tu také paličky, na ktoré si to môžete ponapichovať a ochutnať, a takisto aj tieto džemy a toto čakny. Koho by ešte zaujímalo, tak tu máme semienka tekvice a ľanu a tu sú zase výlisky a ešte ďalší produkt je olej. Takže my vlastne všetko, čo máme v tej záhrade, vieme použiť. Veľmi málo máme odpadu, ktorý ide potom do kompostu.
To show you other things, like seeds of pumpkin seeds or flax seeds. They being used in the food, but also to produce the oil. When they produce the oil, there is leftovers.
A to je vlastne bezlepková múka.
And these leftovers, they can use for all kind of pastries. You use it as a flour, and this is without gluten.
Takže veľmi pekne vám
Nothing gets wasted. They start from the product and they use it till the very, very end. And everything what is finally being thrown away, it goes into the compost and later back into the soil.
Ja vám veľmi pekne ďakujem za pozornosť a prajem vám dobrú ochutnávku týchto výrobkov a veľmi veľa pozitívnej energie, keď budete skúšať, čo všetko vám pôda vie ponúknuť a aké výrobky budete vedieť vyrobiť.
So thank you very much for your attention and wish you best luck to work with the fields and get some results.